Hello, my name's Scott. I'm a professional magician and this is a magic review.
It's a kind of magic.
We're back with another review of a product that I think is really worth your time and money. But before we get into that, two small things. Remember to make good use of all of the discount codes for various magic shops and other kinds of shops in the video description and the top pinned comment. They are exclusive discounts from me to you that also help me continue running this channel. And also a huge thank you to Three Monkeys Publishing, who sent me this book. And I must apologize to Three Monkeys because magic books take a really long time to review, much longer than it takes to review a prop or a trick or a product. And I'm also not the fastest reader, so I do feel a little bit guilty that this is the first Three Monkeys Publishing book that I'm posting a review of, but I have a bunch more, and this is also the thinnest, smallest one. So I do feel really guilty, but Three Monkeys Publishing is a really fantastic magic book publishing company. They're doing incredible work creating really interesting content in book form. If you're a magic bibliophile, then do have a look at the Three Monkeys website. There will be a link in the video description and the top pinned comment. And of course, you can get an exclusive discount by using my discount code there. I am not like other magic reviewers. I don't post for 5 magic reviews a week. It takes time to properly review a product. It's impossible to create meaningful reviews of products and books at that kind of quantity. And if I'm honest, I would call those channels magic promoters. They are not reviewing products. They are simply just promoting products to you. If that's what they want to do, that's fine. That's not what I'm trying to do, growing this trusted community with Everything Magic Pro. And I've had this for, I don't know, 3 months? It's been a while, but we are now ready to discuss Redemption by Red Nist, published by Three Monkeys Publishing. My TLDR on Redemption by Red Nist is that it's a fantastic book for, I would say, intermediate card magicians and above. You do have to have some pre-existing knowledge. For example, you will need to know how to color card and DL, and you will have to do certain moves confidently, but it's a book full of novel, I think 6 really novel ideas and really interesting routines and moves that can be done with a pack of playing cards. An ordinary pack of playing cards, you don't need any gaffs, and I think just everything in it is really interesting content to explore. The book is also a joy to read, and it's not a really thick book, so it shouldn't take you too long to get through it unless you're a slow reader like me and have a mountain of magic to get through. So I highly recommend it. It's 40 euros, which is roughly 33 British pounds. And on top of the 6 routines that you get in the book, you also get some interesting stories at the beginning of every routine. So it offers you way more than most products or gimmicks offer you for their 40, 50, 60 pound price tag. I highly recommend this. Fantastic work to Red Nist for creating all the content, and a well-deserved round of applause for Three Monkeys Publishing for putting it together. What is Redemption by Red Nist and Three Monkeys Publishing? I'm going to put some clips up on screen now. But as I said in the TLDR, it's a collection of 6 routines and 6 ideas with cards, with card magic, that are really interesting and novel to explore. With my favorites being the first 2, which is called Pure Ambition and Joker's Love Sandwiches, or Joker's Love Sandwiches. I don't know where the emphasis is supposed to be there, but that's what this book is. It's a really nice collection and a really nice read of 6 novel ideas of card tricks that are laid out really cleanly and directly for you to get stuck into. On screen now, you should be seeing the table of contents for Redemption by Red Nist, and that consists of acknowledgements, the foreword, and introduction, which are both really nice. As I mentioned in the What Is It section of this review, I really like the way this book is written, and I really like everything that's told, not just the magic tricks, but the stories and the ideas and how everything is presented, to be honest. It's just a joy to read through. And then we come to the magic tricks and routines and moves themselves. Pure Ambition, which is a really interesting idea and concept for an ambitious card. It's a lovely move. It can be used with other routines. It's not just purely an ambitious card. Joker's Love Sandwiches, which I think is a really interesting idea that I've not really seen before. I've learned many, I'm sure like you, sandwich routines, and this was something that really piqued my interest. And then you have The Mystery of Mime, which talks about a really nice idea of bending a card, kind of. I don't want to give everything away, but Anyone who's ever performed magic on real people knows that people often grab cards really tightly and they put them between their hands and they not crumple them up, but they bend them, and they're not very gentle with cards. This takes advantage of that, and it's such a nice idea. And again, a concept that you can apply to all of your other card magic. And then we have invisible dice, totally psychedelic. The devil is under the table, and that's it. The last three effects are not my favorites, but I would still say that they're interesting and worth a read. That is the table of contents for Redemption by Red Nist and Three Monkeys Publishing. How easy is the content and the work to perform in Redemption? As I said in a TLDR, I think that this is a book aimed at intermediate card magicians and above. If you're a beginner card magician, I think that some of this will be quite challenging work for you, and there's some mental arithmetic in it. So if you're like me, this is why I said that I'm not fond of the last three effects, because my ability and also confidence with mental arithmetic is not so great that I would want to implement it into my magic tricks. So while they're really interesting routines and they're nice ideas to explore, for me, I probably would never perform them because it's not my point of interest. If you're good with mental arithmetic, they won't be difficult routines to perform. Even the first thing that's taught, which I love, it's more of a move than a routine or a trick. That is a move that isn't that difficult. I think most magicians would be able to learn it, even at the beginner end of card magic. While my main recommendation of Redemption would be to intermediate card magicians and above, I think there's some things to explore in this for beginner magicians also. Readability of the book is fantastic. I've mentioned a couple of times already that this is a joy to read. It has a red, white, and black, really bold noir kind of style to it. And all of the design choices that Three Monkeys have made here are really good choices that serve the reader. And I think that everything is a nice font size, and also the fact that in terms of the readability of the text itself, not talking about the formatting, not talking about the style or the font, which are all really well designed, but also talking about how the text is structured. It's a very direct book. You won't get lost in everything, and everything has been quite well optimized. So the explanation of the effect is short and sweet. There's a short story before most of the methods that just explain how they came to be. And again, they're not more than a couple of pages long. Equally, the methods are not more than 2 or 3 pages long either. So everything is really direct, and it's not trying to waste your time, and it's not trying to be artsy. It just throws you straight into the action. In terms of readability, I would say any magician who can read will probably enjoy this. The book quality. It's a nice book. It's not a high quality book, but it is only £30 or €40. I don't think we should be expecting a cloth bound, really thick paper, really nicely designed book. It's just a paperback book, and it fulfills its purpose. You don't need much more than that with such a direct, such a novel, such an interesting short read as this. So while it's not a beautiful book, it is a nice, smooth, paper-bound book that also some of the printing on the front of it is UV printed. And yeah, I have no issues with the quality in general. For the price that you're paying for this, it's not a luxurious book, but it's a good quality for what you're paying. My final thoughts on Redemption. I think I've said everything that I wanted to say about this. It's really nice, it's really direct, it's a fast read. All of the content in here is impromptu. It's all really novel and fun to learn. The only thing that I would reiterate is that the last 3 effects require some numbers work and some mental arithmetic. And while those routines are really interesting to explore, personally, I would never perform them. When I'm performing magic, I want everything to be foolproof, and my mathematical ability, especially under the constraints and pressures of performing, is certainly not up to scratch to do those things. But I'm sure your math ability is superior to mine. I think that's everything. I highly recommend the book. There's nothing I can say that's bad about it, and everything that I would tell you are good, positive things. I've really enjoyed my time with this book. This is also a book that I think that I will come back to over the years because of the ideas in it. I think that the content is that interesting that it's inspirational in terms of other magic tricks and how you could take ideas from this and implement it in your own magic and your own ideas. And that's everything I have to say on Redemption by Red Nist and Three Monkeys Publishing. Once again, thank you to Three Monkeys Publishing for sending this to me so that I could provide a review for you. If you do want to pick up Redemption, then Three Monkeys Publishing create books in both English and also French. And as I said, you can pick up any of the books from Three Monkeys Publishing with my exclusive discount code. Remember to take advantage of all of the other discount codes. If you have any questions about this, leave it in a comment below, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.